You're on the what with Flex?
Flip.
And this week we got a crazy episode. But before we get into that, man, a video of Druski getting pulled over and I think detained by a cop just released yesterday. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that, man.
It was from a account that has a trend of just posting just a bunch of rappers and artists and stuff, like when they're getting arrested. I'm not going to say detained for all of them, but like traffic stops and shit like that.
Well, there's supposed to be traffic stops and, you know, either sometimes they go,
altercations with police.
There you go. That's a better way of putting it. Altercations with the police. And we're going to get in. We're going to talk about that. Actually, let's just talk about it right away. How do you feel about that before we even get in the video?
It's weird because I think we were watching the video earlier and something you noticed about the video was the video dropped a day ago. The video was from a year ago. Yeah. So that's like weird in a sense. Like it's not like it's breaking news. No. Like he didn't just get whatever situation happened is over with. Like whatever happened is done. So that video was strictly put out just so you saw some of this man's business.
So that's where my point was. This video, if I remember, it was October of last year, 2024, and it's released now. Almost 6 to 8 months ago, later, 6 to 8 months later. And my question always is why?
Yeah, big why guy.
You know, I'm always like, why would this video come out now? What is the point? You said it's because they're high profile people want to see that. But also at the same time, but not even just why do people want to see it? Why is it released though? And who's this person going out and because this account has gotten numerous artists, black artists, and they're posting them.
Specifically black artists. You know, I didn't even notice that. But
specifically black artists, and they are consistently posting videos of these people having run-ins and altercations with the police. And I don't know how I feel about that. So, well, I know how I feel about it, but I don't know.
And I know that there's choice words that you have, like that you're trying to, and I'll be the unbiased voice, like benefit of doubt. It's a hip-hop artist getting in altercations account. Hip-hop is mainly African-American. Yeah. So it's obviously going to be if you're doing just rap artists, then it's going to be a bunch. But why did you choose this lane? And you can just say it's because it gets views. You find a niche and you fill it, but it's like, that's weird. Like
it's very weird. It's very weird. For both sides, the person posting it and then also the people watching it. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds crazy.
Because I was watching.
No, but I feel you. But I think that goes. We can talk about. We can talk about the psychology of why we want to see. It does not but why people want to see people be in certain situations like that. We can get into the psychology, especially black people. It's a black account. The video dropped a day ago, has 1 million views. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yo, 1 mil. You know what's crazy? I tried my hardest not to watch that. I tried my absolute hardest.
Can I be honest? I'm glad the honesty.
I really did, bro.
Like
because I know when I first seen the video, I'm like, literally it crossed my mind. I'm like, oh, I don't really care. Yeah. But then as I'm on YouTube and it keeps putting it on the front of my For You page, like I know you want to watch this. I know you want to look at it.
I know you want to watch this,
bro. I was just like, let me just see what happened. Yeah. And then it was just him getting pulled over. Him and his.
Hold on, let's play the video. Before we go into the video, this is another interesting point. All we had to do was type in Druski, and it was the second video that came up. Don't forget, Druski's a high-profile people. He has stuff that goes viral all the time.
18 million, 5 million, 6 million,
why?
13 million, 9 million, 7 million.
We're going down the videos.
This man does 5 mil at least a video. But this is what I'm going to say. It's a day old. It's the most...
No, I feel you, but what? Second video? All I had to do was type in Druski, and they want to show the negative. Like, why is that the second one that comes up? That's what I'm saying.
I feel you. Like, you didn't even type in Druski police. You didn't type Druski
Juicy car. You know, I ain't Juicy scared. Like, it was Druski. And then the video of him getting... The video we're talking about comes up.
On October 21st, 2024, Atlanta police spotted a 2023 Hummer EV running a stop sign. After running the tag, they discovered the driver had a suspended license, and the vehicle was registered to comedian and influencer Drew Disboards, known professionally as Druski.
Two things. Didn't know that was his name, and and you see the date in the top corner, so you wrote the October 24th call. Yeah. Or October 21st.
Did he run that? The cop, he ran that?
He ran it.
He ran that?
He ran
With the cop right there?
He didn't see the cop.
It is not an excuse for you to run these stop signs, sir.
And he made sure he said that because he's pulling over a fucking Hummer.
That-
he's pulling over. He wanted to pull that Hummer.
That's what
over.
I'm saying. That is no. Like, I feel like targeting. Is that bold to say?
That's a whole different topic in itself. You say targeting, and I explain what you mean by targeting a little bit.
I don't know. So I don't know if we're gonna have this clip, but I asked, did he run that light? Did he run that stop sign? And you said, yeah, okay. But then cutting into that, and he's saying that is no excuse for you to run.
It is not an excuse for you to run these stop signs.
It sounded like he knew who he was. You know, the cops got whatever technology in their car. They knew who it was. He said, well, we'll get into the video. He knows who Druski is. Yeah. I'm foreshadowing a little. He knows who Druski is. He probably seen the car before. He knows who it is. And he's saying that is no excuse for you to run that red light.
I don't think he knows who it is, but I think he knows that someone in that car
is a high profile person.
You're not just driving around in a camo Hummer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
like that
is it a Hummer?
I ain't even seen a Hummer yet.
Is it a Hummer or no, it's a Cybertruck, ain't it?
No, it's a Hummer.
It's a Hummer? Okay. But hold on. But that's no excuse. That sounds like profiling to me. Lord, it doesn't matter. It's just
like they're saying like they already are assuming that this person thinks that they're above something. Like they're talking like this person has some type of attitude towards it. They're like, oh, I can just run a stop line. Like they're making a lot of assumptions. When real deal, there was no one at a 4-way cross. And I could just make a right. Like I made a right. I didn't even I'm not like literally if there's a 4-way stop and there's niggas there, I barely have to stop to make my right. So yeah, it was he's ODing.
Off rip.
He's ODing.
Right, off rip.
You're correct. You're correct.
After about 2 minutes, the officer made it clear he was pulling the vehicle over. Once he activated his lights and sirens, Druski's vehicle complied and pulled over shortly after.
I just feel like I pulled it.
2 minutes?
You see, he was trailing for a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, bruh. I didn't see the time limit on it. That's crazy. I saw a left, and so maybe he skipped through some of this shit.
2 minutes.
He tried to bang that left like he was trying to.
He tried to get out of there.
Druski seen the cop following him for 2 minutes.
But why wouldn't the cop turn the lights on as soon as he did the whatever was illegal?
I don't know. That's a good question. Cause I was wondering that too. He hawked him down for 2 minutes. Tried to get the nigga to run. Druski held his ground. You gonna pull me the fuck over?
Type shit.
Cause what the fuck are you just following me for 2 minutes?
That's what I'm saying.
And then he hit a left and he got a little distance. Cop had to turn them lights on.
This vehicle over before.
What?
He said, I feel like I pulled this vehicle over before.
I told you, but
hey,
let me chill.
Yeah, 72 6090 OIV on a white in color Hummer EV. It's a pickup truck. Good morning, sir. How you doing? So I'm Officer Lynn with the Atlanta Police Department. I pulled you over because you rode through that stop sign right there at Ivy and North Stratford. Okay, now when I run the registration, it comes back suspended and no insurance. Have insurance for the vehicle? Can I see that? Can I get your driver's license, sir?
Did you want to say something?
It was just the way he said vehicle would have already made me shit myself. The vehicle? Oh, you sound country. Oh, God, dog. I'm cooked, boy.
Man, you can't.
I can't
because
have that prejudice.
A little bit.
I'm just as bad as them.
Yeah.
I am.
I mean, I'm not saying no. I want people to understand. I understand. I know.
Man,
I understand completely.
It's just as a human on this planet, I gotta use my experience.
I feel like as long, because people always try to say, this group do that, but let's just understand that we're all human, and this is part of the human. Like you said, you heard something, you're like, oh shit.
Correct.
You feel me?
Correct.
Like,
I feel you.
because they do the same thing.
I feel you.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
see a big Hummer and they try to pull folk over. So I gotta use mine. I know what they doing.
Type shit. I'm not saying either one is right or wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying,
Can we step back from bias for a second? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying be aware. Understand.
Oh, be aware that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I am aware.
I'm not you. This is
Weird.
dialogue, conversation, planting a seed for the viewers.
No, I feel you.
You feel what I'm saying?
Now, what I'm gonna say is, it's hard, cause you can get caught lacking if you don't use points like that.
I'm not, but that's what I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm not, cause you need that to survive. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need that is there to survive. It's for survival.
So then, dialogue-wise,
Mhm.
I think there's a difference.
What do you mean?
In how it's done.
What you mean?
And maybe there's no difference at all. Maybe it's just like,
But what you mean?
for my safety sense, I'm thinking that voice means I'm gonna get attacked in some way, whether it's verbally or like they're prejudging me. Just
You've had that happen?
No. But don't make me go into the history of the
No,
United
that's
States.
not
Like,
what I'm saying. I'm not saying the history. I'm not talking about the history of the United States.
Personally,
I'm not telling you
I
not
have
to.
not been judged by a countryman. But all this let's say circulating on YouTube the same way that stuff goes around and you see different clips. It's a lot of country voice behind the camera or I guess on the other side of the camera when black people start recording themselves and they're like they have the need to defend themselves. So I'm just saying, throughout history, country America hasn't been the friendliest to black people.
Okay. And you've seen this? No. That was
like,
just...
like faith? No.
Okay. But
No.
Where'd you get this information from? I'm not
Social
saying you're
media.
wrong.
No. Social media,
Okay.
history books.
Okay.
I'll say.
And you think, okay, we can start with social media. See, I'm gonna sound crazy. You think you trust everything you see on social media?
No.
Okay. I'm not saying what you're saying.
No. Like, you can continue with your. No.
I'm just saying, do you trust everything you see on social media? No. Okay. History books. Do you trust everything you read in a history book?
More than social media.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. And what they say, who writes history?
The winner.
The winner. Do you trust the winner?
Depends.
I know. I'm on your side.
No,
but
no,
I
no.
want. The whole point is this to get people to think.
I hear country accent.
Yeah.
I know that they're in an area that promoted slavery.
Mhm.
That's the most basic connection in my head.
Okay.
At the bare minimum.
And you should have that, because if you don't, you could die.
So then I feel that the other way though,
Mm-hmm.
their judgment is more so of character.
I'm listening.
Like pulling over someone in a nice car isn't really. It's more safety in the sense that you think that they're reckless.
Are you talking about on the flips on their side?
On their side.
Okay.
And I guess mine is still, I think they're reckless because they have that accent.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess one is recklessness that's directly attributed to me. Like, I think that you're reckless in the sense that you can't control your emotions. They think that we're reckless in the sense that we just do wild shit, like randomly.
And I think that stems from them thinking we can't control ourselves either. They think that.
So, yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm with you 100%. I'm here to spark dialogue and have people think about how other people perceive each other, because we're always so worried about ourselves. It's very hard to get out of your own perspective. These two eyes, this is all you know, but you can go out of that.
I feel you.
You can go out of that, and that's the hard part. Most people don't. I talk to people close to me a lot. I'm not gonna say exactly who, and they're older. it is very hard for them to think of anything outside of themselves because that's all they know, and they never even tried to think of anything outside of themselves. If that makes sense. I'm talking to you right now. Does that make sense?
People seeing outside of their own perspective.
Not being able to see outside of their own perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's hard. It's something. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And
To see from I agree that to see from other people's perspective is hard, especially when one is very like deep rooted into like especially like stuff like race in general. Yeah, that's kind of a hard topic to be like, well, I don't see why you don't see my side because how I've been raised, and they don't.
That was, you said I don't see how you don't see me.
Yeah.
You heard that?
Yeah.
Why don't you ever try and see how the other person sees you? You see what I'm saying? You don't see me. I'm not thinking about how you see me. You don't see me. I'm not thinking about how the other person sees me. Did that make sense? I know that confused a lot of people, and it's confusing.
Run it back one more time.
You don't see me. Why don't you see me? Instead of me sitting here thinking, why don't I understand why you don't see me? You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
No, I do.
And I feel like that's always been the problem, because we always me. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're humans. Like, if we don't worry about ourselves, we will die. We had to feed ourselves so we can live. We had to be selfish. There's nothing wrong with people always say selfish is a bad thing. If you weren't selfish, you would die. Like, point blank, period. Like, think about it. I'm out in the middle of this trend area. I'm out here giving everybody else food. If I don't eat food myself, I will die. Then I can't help anybody else. So I have to, on a certain level, have to be somewhat selfish. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you're so generous that you die, and then the people people you're supplying for,
someone's gonna say my argument is a little illogical, because why would I need to feed myself? Obviously, but it's to make a point to get.
No, that's to put your mask on before you put on your kid's mask.
Yeah.
Like,
you know exactly.
You gotta. It's not selfish in the sense of the bad sense of the word, but it's taking care of you have to have some type of thought for yourself.
Exactly.
Now, just to finish off.
Yeah.
We don't see each other, especially when it comes to race. We don't see each other, and this has been a huge tangent from the actual, just the base of targeting in its own sense. But I think that targeting, just because I have this thought on my mind, and I guess I'm gonna continue with the tangent.
Yeah,
I think that my problem is I feel like their fear they're in fear of retaliation, and we're in fear of what was done. We're in fear of the trend of history. They're in fear of retaliation for the trend of history. They're scared that people are gonna get them. Yeah,
get back. Yeah,
and we're scared that shit is gonna keep going the way it's been going. So I think that it's hard for specifically. I don't think it's hard for them to see why we're scared. I think it's hard for us to see why they're scared, because it's how you gonna beat on somebody forever and then be mad? Be scared that they gonna punch back. It's you can't be mad. If I'm not punching you, don't flinch. I didn't do nothing. Yeah. And you're scared. But I think that's my side to the other side. That's my fear as a black man. So I wouldn't be able to say why a Caucasian man is scared of me, because I feel like you said. I feel like I didn't do nothing.
But yeah, I feel you. No, and I completely understand. And I feel like it's hard to ask that question. Why would you be scared of me? Or why would you you know?
That's a fair question. Because I be walking around, glasses on, chilling. But I'm really I'm a 5'10" to 6 foot when I want to call it. Black man who's pretty fit. I'm a problem if I get mad. I'm a problem if I get angry. You need someone who's sustainable to stop me from doing something.
I feel you. I don't like that either. It make you sound.
But that's what people in general.
That just sounds so. It sounded animalistic. He's a problem if he gets mad.
Everybody. Okay.
No. My fault.
No. Everybody on this planet is an animal. Humans are an animal.
We're going that way.
Humans are animals.
We're going that way.
We are.
We're going.
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody.
I'm with you.
But that's the reason that that's what differs us. I just went to a goddamn art museum. That's crazy. I went to an art museum and it said, damn, I wish I knew who the quote was from, but it was like, civilization starts when the first angry man uses his words instead of his actions. And I think that communication in general definitely is what makes us civilized. Like,
yes.
So
yes, I agree.
We are animals, but we are civilized animals. Like, we don't just fully react off what.
I mean, some people do, but
okay.
No, my fault. That was. I'm sorry.
But
I'm with you, brother.
And I don't even goddamn. I done forgot the fucking.
I'm so sorry, bro. I shouldn't have said that.
No.
I shouldn't have said that.
I forgot before you said anything. I was just so happy I got that quote. It's like, fucking.
Legally, put that quote up.
But no, humans are animals. Humans are civilized animals, but we are animals nonetheless. And it's just like, I think the emotion that's attached to our actions is what also, like, we don't just act naturally out of like what's best for us. Like, emotionally, we'll do something that's terrible for us. Like, and it's just like, that's what makes us human. Like, we don't always react in the most logical sense. So it's weird, but I don't even know what it wrapped to. What were we even talking about?
We just went on a crazy tangent. It was supposed to be talking about Druski.
Hey, Druski's a symbol for Black America. Druski's a symbol. But no, I think, damn, we were talking about why you can't see each other. So run the tape back. No, it's cool. I understand. I feel like, I think your main point of people can't really see each other is very fair.
I don't think, and I don't think that, I don't want to come, sorry, I'm stumbling over my words, but the point of this is not to get an answer right now. It's to spark dialogue and conversation for when people actually come back and watch this video.
Like, we put a counter on the thing for how many times this nigga said he wants to spark dialogue.
Is that a bad thing?
No, it's not. And I like that you're reiterating it, because you're like, I don't want to come off as Uncle Ruckus. I know I say I need
I already know I come off as Uncle Tom, Uncle Ruckus, whatever you want to call it.
No, but I know where you're coming from. You're just a guy. You're just a chill guy who's trying to be a peaceful dude and really get perspectives beyond natural, like where the surface level of conversation happens. Because it's easy to just be like country folk or racist and just leave it there. Like, and people will accept that. If I be like, if I said that to anybody else and I say that vehicle scared me.
Yeah. What about? Yeah.
That's easy.
So what about if I just go and say all black people are ratchet and all they do is like to fucking listen to rap music?
Like, once you hear that first rap song, you be like, oh, I wouldn't know what type of nigga this is.
But I'm like, if
I see what you're saying. The prejudice is bad. Stereotypes are horrific.
Yeah.
But they also keep people safe.
And I agree.
You see a couple Confederate flags in the area.
I'm not telling you to I'm not telling people to get rid of that, because that is the stupidest thing that you could do. To get rid of that part of you, that's, like I said, it's there to keep you safe. Like you were about to say, if you see a bunch of Confederate flags in there, oh man, this looks like a great town. It's beautiful. Everyone looks so friendly.
Set up my lemonade stand, right?
Yeah, like what, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, I feel
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying to understand what the fuck was going on, because it's more than what we think it is. Like, our eyes will lie to us, our ears will lie to us. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So that's it, man. Because I don't think we should. Last thing on this topic, I don't think we should sit down and lay down. That's never what. Yeah. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you to think. Think about it fully. Yeah, like, fully develop your thought. I think the problem is that a lot of us are laying down and sitting down. They're not doing anything. I think that's what they say. They're mad, but they don't do nothing. You feel me? We stop. We feel like we can't do nothing. I'm not saying do that at all. I'm actually the opposite. But before we make a move, we gotta think. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Type shit. Before you gotta think before you move. And see people's like, oh, he's gonna be. Nah, think before you move, bro.
Yo, I saw a fucking photo the other week, and it was goddamn.
You think I'm gonna get sniped?
I hope not, because I'm gonna be beside you. That's gonna be traumatizing, bro. What I was supposed to tell Liquid? Bro, they didn't take me out, and I promise I didn't do it. But I did not get your man's back door.
Type shit.
No, I saw a picture. Goddamn, it was a picture. It had a man, and it had Martin Luther King in a little bubble in the corner, and I was like, who the fuck is this picture? Who's this nigga with a picture who's bigger than Martin Luther King? And my grandmother was like, you don't know who that is? I was like, who is it? She was like, I don't know. No, but then my mom was like, no, it's Jesse. She didn't say I don't know. She couldn't think of the name. It was Jesse Jackson.
Oh.
And it was a thought bubble. It was Jesse Jackson thinking about Martin Luther King in the top corner. I was like, I don't know who the fuck Jesse Jackson is.
Really?
I don't know who Jesse Jackson is, bro. And I've heard the name. I don't know what Jesse Jackson stands for.
You want me to give you an answer?
Do you have an answer?
I don't want to say what my answer is right now. If you don't know tell me how y'all feel about Jesse Jackson, what he stands for in the comments. Let's see who talks about this. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying shit about Jesse Jackson. Before you want to, is there any more you think we should see any more?
Nah, I think we're going in circles at this point.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm talking about for.
Oh, with Druski? It ain't much. Well, we can kind of summarize the end of that video, but he calls his manager because his vehicle's uninsured, or at the moment it wasn't never insured, but it's been uninsured for a year. His license been suspended for a year. This just sounds like a situation of like lock in, like you just got caught running a red. Like he probably was procrastinating on getting all that done. Like I don't think he's an evil nigga that just likes running around with no insurance.
Let me that was something I wanted to bring up, wanted to talk about real quick. We're not gonna play the rest of the video. I don't think we already know kind of. Should we show them the? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, yeah, we're not gonna. I'm not farming like that. But the couple things that I thought was
like that. So you gotta farm a little bit. But
yeah,
not
not like that. That's like that. If y'all want to go watch that, y'all can go watch the video on your own. But the couple things that I wanted to talk about, like you said, why doesn't he have insurance? Why doesn't he? Obviously has someone on his team who's supposed to be responsible for that.
Yeah.
And they dropped the ball. And why did that happen? You know what I'm saying?
Can't trust all your homies.
No, that's what I'm saying. And even at that point, no, that was one of my other points. Even though you have somebody who is supposed to be taking care of that, you as the boss, as the individual, you have to follow up behind those people and understand what's going on. Yeah. You should know. You know what I'm saying? There should not be a lapse in that. You should know, okay, I got this coming up. I need to check who should be on that. Why is this not done at this moment? You know what I'm saying? There's no, like, he need to do his own due diligence. I understand that you paid somebody for that, but at the end of the day, you still have to. It's like somebody who created their own business. They got an accountant. You need to go follow up behind your accountant, make sure you ain't losing no money, because that nigga could be slipping some dollars. You know what I'm saying? Dollars going unaccounted for. You feel what I'm saying? Same thing with this insurance. Yeah, you got somebody, but you need to have a set period on your own outside of them where you're going through and checking. Like, you're auditing your people. You should be auditing your people because, like I said, you don't want to be in a situation like Druski where you don't know that I don't have my insurance. Like, I'm not saying he did. Maybe he didn't know and he just hadn't paid. I'm just saying, whatever. You should have a system where you're going back and auditing everybody who you have working for you so that situations like this don't arise. So you make sure you have your insurance, and also you don't want to have dollars going unaccounted for. Because that happens all the time. You see rappers, all these people, yo, what happened to my money? You know, it's supposed to be his manager. It don't matter who it is. You missing dollars. I forgot
some unfortunate situation.
Yeah, and it is very unfortunate. Because you would think that people close to you like that, you could trust them, you know, but it's like, bro, you still got to follow up. And even let's just say they don't do it maliciously. You still want to know where you got to know where that money's going. Anybody can make a mistake. I don't want it to be always, oh, it's negative, someone's trying to backdoor you. Nah, some people just fuck up. Like, it's life.
And now if you are following behind them and you catch that, you're way less angry than when it blows up once it's come to a head.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into our next topic. A legacy of inclusion. Pope Francis passes at 88. So, before we get started,
The gosh darn Pope.
the gosh darn Pope. The gosh darn Pope. Do you know much about the Pope? No?
I know his name is Francis.
Alright, let me go ahead and give a
He's
little...
a leader of something.
Yeah, no.
Big.
I feel you. I feel like a lot of people haven't... Like, everyone knows the Pope. Niggas make jokes about the Pope. They know that he exists. Let me give a quick summary about the Pope. So Pope Francis, known for modernizing the Catholic Church, was a focus on inclusion, humility, and confronting abuse scandals, has died at the age of 88 after suffering a stroke. Appointed in 2013, he became a symbol of change, famously stating, "Who am I to judge?" when asked about a gay clergy, and issuing sweeping reforms addressing clergy sexual abuse, calling it our shame. His death leaves uncertainty about whether the church will continue progression or revert to older traditions. So he was a big icon, and he was away from the conservative side of the Catholic Church. Yeah.
He's the president of the Catholics?
Huh? He was like the...
Is that what the Pope is?
What?
Like, I guess the head of the church.
Yeah.
That just
Of the
seems
Catholic
so
Church.
weird. Like,
What?
being the head of a religion, like, in the direction of it.
What do you mean in the direction of it?
Like they said that he helped the Catholic religion accept homosexuality.
Or yeah, push it towards exception.
That's crazy, right? He
In the
didn't make the religion.
No, he didn't make the religion.
So it's like I just think that's a lot of power, in a sense.
Oh yeah.
Just cause, and that's, I guess it's like the Pope, and I'm just not realizing what the Pope was until this point. But like,
Yeah.
like the world is kind of based in religion,
Mhm.
so it's like being the head of it is crazy to me.
Yeah, and I feel like the thing with him is that he was very big. I guess I'm saying the same thing over again, but the fact that he was very inclusive and less conservative in his ideologies
Yeah.
with the church
I think
is
that-
very important, because like they said, I think somebody asked, how do you feel about gay people in the church, and he said, who am I to judge?
Yeah, specifically that I think in modern times is like super important. So I
It
think
is.
that is scary to see what would happen. And I mean, like if I follow Catholics, the Catholic religion, I think that would be like a very interesting change in the head of my religion. Like
Mhm.
that's shout
So-
out Pope.
My thing is, maybe this is whatever, but I feel like inclusion should have already been a part of religion. It's not.
Mm.
And that's just my take. And I know it's not, but it's funny that it's not.
What else does the Pope do?
Which you should go
What
back
else does the Pope
type shit. I think he leads a lot of their ceremonies. A lot of their ceremonies. A lot of I guess he has the last say when there's any type of changes that go in with the church. Because I think I talked about this a break ago. There's Catholic, not popes per se, but there's like head of Catholic churches around the world. Like America, we have our own like highest person in America.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, right?
He's just like the world
What?
Pope.
Yes, so there's like, I forgot, there's basically a big congregation of popes, head of the Catholic churches, and they all come together, and he's the top dog. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know.
You didn't know that?
I don't think we talked about it.
We didn't talk about it?
I don't think so.
Well, anyway, but yeah, that's what I didn't know about this until I think this year or late last year, that there was a congregation of churches and all over the world. Like every country, every continent has a Roman Catholic church that is the biggest thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, every country, every continent. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why for like the Ukraine and Russia war, because of the Roman Catholic Church.
Drop some insight.
I think if I remember correctly, they used to be together, then they split, had to create their church, and now they're fighting for the top position in their hierarchy for the thing. That's where it comes down to.
Ukraine isn't. Okay. Ukraine is not part of Russia.
No.
Got you guys. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Got you.
That's what. Yeah, and all the Roman. They're trying to. If you really, I'm not gonna go too into it because I really don't want to get shot. But
Nah. I feel you. But just on the inside of me, Let me just tell you how many people know about wars and don't know what's going on in those wars.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even going to out the couple of wars we talked about where I really, if I'm being 100% honest, don't know the point of them. I know who we're sympathetic for.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of know why we're sympathetic for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know the basis behind a lot of wars.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be because I don't try to look for it, which I'm definitely an ignorance is bliss type guy, which is so unfortunate because
Ignorance is definitely bliss.
There's a lot of stuff going on. So yeah.
Honestly, I think my fault. I just had to speak on that. I think if you can, I know that sounds crazy because I'm always talking about thinking. If you can stay ignorant, bro, stay ignorant, bro. Ignorance is truly bliss, bro. Because once you actually start seeing what's going on and stop being, I'm gonna use the word ignorant about stuff, you see how crazy shit is.
Oblivious. You could have used that.
I'm gonna go ignorant. You're choosing.
But you can't use ignorant in the definition of ignorant.
What? What did I say?
You said stay ignorant because if you choose to be, you can't. You're defining.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, so you're right. Oblivious. That was great. Okay. Yeah, stay whatever. Stay ignorant whenever you can, but start to think.
Don't stay ignorant. That was a bad segment.
Stay.
Right now. Liquid, you might want to exit that whole shit.
Why, bro?
Our whole shit is educating the people, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Thank you, Car. This nigga's bugging. Like, what are you talking about? Stay ignorant. They stay ignorant. We don't got a fucking podcast.
So, one of the follow-up questions I have is, can the Catholic Church maintain momentum for change without Pope Francis at the helm? So, basically, do you think that
the next Pope
will follow suit and take a further step with more inclusion? Or do you think we're gonna go backwards? You're gonna stay the same? Just look. We're looking at the current climate that we have right now.
They better not appoint the U.S. Pope. They want to include anybody.
Yeah. I hope.
Put a picture of the U.S. Pope.
Yeah. No. Actually, put the U.S. Pope up there. Let these people know who that is. I don't know. To be honest, I hope that it goes into a more inclusive church. So. Let me go into another topic. Do you think, I had a conversation with somebody who is very big into religion, and they said that the way things are here for a reason, and we shouldn't change.
And so before Pope Francis,
has nothing to do. We're not even talking about. He's not even Catholic. He's just talking about the churches in themselves. His religion has established traditions and things, whatever it was, stances, views, traditions, were established for a reason, and he's saying we should not deviate from them.
And I guess that was kind of when you said what we made the comment on how Pope Francis kind of shaped the modern religion, and maybe that was just me paraphrasing what you said, but that's how it hit my ear, and I didn't know that we had like something that shaped the religion in modern times. Like, I didn't know we had someone who was still kind of shaping the religion. I thought the religion was a religion, and that's what it was said. Like, I didn't know people were still taking opinions out and had people forming like the face of a religion. I thought the religion was just what it is. Like, there's a book, there's passages. I didn't know there was like a president of it.
Yeah, see, and that's why we have this podcast, to know this type of stuff, because most people didn't know we have our own top dog Catholic Church of the United States. I'm sorry, but like that's important. There's Pope Francis and people like that. They have people who are still continuously changing the way that the religion is followed and moved. You know what I'm saying? Their stances. So, but yeah, I think. Like
I said, that's a lot of power.
Yeah, it is a lot of power. But back to my question: how do you think that stuff should continue to change, or you think they're set for a reason and they should stay the way they are?
That 100%. In my eyes, stuff should 100% change because the world is evolving. So, in terms of, I think that like how we keep track of history. We do movies now instead of just writing in books because we have new technology.
Yeah.
I think that we do different science, so we get new medication. Like every other field evolves with the time and new discoveries, because that's how intelligence and that's how knowledge works. You get more, and you base your new findings, and you change what you've done in the past. Like, so I feel as though religion should not be exempt to change, because we find new stuff out and more people are born and new discoveries are made every day. So how can something from so long ago still be correct? And I'm not going to say like at all, but like morals have kind of been moral since the beginning of time, which I think that's what religion is super good for, like creating that moral base in people. But
so I got a question real quick. Just sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to hit this topic importantly. You said that the religion creates that moral base. You don't think people are born with a moral base?
I think I just had this conversation with somebody, and really, I don't know. Like I said before, I still think people are animals. So I think that if there was no type of set rules for somebody, I think that people would act selfishly, like you said. Like if people were just let to be with no type of communal thing that wraps people together, I think that people would act on their own in a way. So it would either be the law or religion, but one of those two things are the things that keep us from being a super horrible society. And I would hate to attribute that all to the law.
Really? No, like, wow. I'm gonna disagree. I know I said I agreed with you earlier that we're animals, but I don't think we're in the scientifically we're animals, because whatever. But I don't think we're animals. I think we're past that.
Which is fair.
I think this is gonna sound almost blasphemous, but I think we're almost godlike. And hear me out. And I'm saying, just going from a religious background, and like specifically Christianity, said we're made in God's image, and I don't think God's an animal. So I think we're past that. That's where I'm going. So I feel like, basically tying it all back together, I do believe that we are born with a specific morality, and I do believe that we are born with morality. But I do believe that we do, as humans, because like you said, we have that animal instinct that in us. Sometimes we can act selfishly, but that is because we're fighting with our physical side versus our God side. And it's a constant battle between which one is going to have control over us, if that makes sense. Because I believe that, let's just say we are, you're take it back 100 years, there's no laws, no nothing, right? I don't think that everybody is going to wake up. Like, let's just say you got, like, there's going to always be tribes and families. That's a morality. I'm going to take care of my mother, father, son, wife. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's a morality.
Yes. I believe that morality is based in society. You don't wrong people that you're around, that you love.
And that's...
I don't think that is...
And that's innate.
I don't believe so.
You don't believe that's innate?
And maybe, like, very closely that's innate, but, like, going outside of that to, like, community, like, taking care of people who you, like understanding friendships and stuff, I guess, I don't think that is all...
All right, so let's just say the world ends today. It's anarchy, right? Who are you staying with? Your family. Correct. And a couple close friends that you can trust. That's not morality.
I think that's like safety. Like, that's your sense of like self-preservation. I don't think that's moral. I think that's the best situation where you live.
Okay.
So there is that. I think that relationships are kind of in a sense of self-preservation. Like, people kind of can't survive on their own.
Hold on. This is important. This is really important. So relationships are selfish. I'm just any type of relationship.
Yes, in a sense. Just because I think that humans are a communal creature. like humans thrive in society.
Society, yeah, social creatures, yeah.
But I'm not saying. I think that while we don't wrong everybody who
crosses our path,
like that isn't on our side, isn't innate. But no, I battle with that thought, but just seeing why humans act like not selfishly, because like if it was innate, I feel like the world would be a much better place if we just knew not to wrong people. Like if humans,
I think we
thought
do
about.
know.
So you think morality is innate, but we just don't act morally?
I think like if you just take two babies, right? A man and a woman, or we'll go with 3 babies. A man, a woman, and something else. It doesn't matter. Just whatever, right? And you put them no outside influence. It's the first people ever. I think that, and there's nobody else telling them nothing. I feel like they have a certain sense of morality that is there. But then there's going to be stuff that happens that changes that. You know, maybe a lion comes up and whatever, you know what I'm saying? So now they can't trust lions anymore, or that third person is a different species than man and woman, but you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just go with alien. I'm going.
I think you're giving humans a lot of credit.
I'm giving them too much credit.
Maybe. I mean, we made it this far, so maybe not. Like, I have faith in humanity. I'm a really nice guy, but I don't know if that's through. Like, I don't think that's innate. I think I had a really good upbringing.
I think it's innate, bro. And environment changes.
Because then why
environment and people.
So you think that everybody's good to start? I think everybody's neutral to start, and I don't think neutral naturally leans good. I think neutral naturally leans selfishly.
I can agree with the neutral part. I'm gonna say we're neutral.
There is something innate about like taking care of what's yours, but I don't think that's the totality of morality.
So it's all rooted in selfishness.
Slightly.
Self-preservation,
like you said.
Yeah, interesting.
A man,
take.
a woman, and a man. I think that could be an interesting one, because it's all cool until someone wants to pass on their legacy, and then I think that isn't naturally handled very peacefully.
Because it's selfish.
So I think, and
I don't, maybe, man.
And I think the part where we talk to morals is he gonna take that other man out, or is he gonna try to level with him?
He taking that nigga out, yo.
So,
but let's just say, I'm gonna say that we're God. Like I said that earlier. If we look in God in the Old Testament Bible, that nigga was selfish as shit. If you ain't loved that, if you didn't only follow that nigga, you was getting wiped out.
There was a point at which God was very my way or the highway.
Very. And that humans can be that way too. What?
So I think, is the new face wrong?
What?
Because like we're talking about inclusion and we're trying to change the face of religion.
I know.
Is that incorrect?
I understand exactly your question. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, the person he said they were made for a reason. We should not be changing them. Why are we changing them?
Because the world's... see, this is the circle that I'm talking about. That's my original point. Like, that was the original point that I had to get back to. Thank you. But I guess I didn't have to get back to it, but that was the original point I made, at which I think, yes. I think the world is changing. I think that inclusion is fine.
But if the world is changing, but something was made for a reason, I don't know if we should be changing that, or we should be making that decision to be changed.
That's fair.
I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, and it was more of a spark dialogue. Do we have the authority to say this thing should be changed?
That's fair.
That's all I'm saying, because we could be completely wrong. Maybe we should not be touching nothing, but we're doing it anyway.
Blasphemy. Maybe the religion's wrong. And then
I'm not.
Develop.
Hey man,
that's why we're developing it.
You could be right. You could be right, or you could be wrong. And you
So
could be
this is
going
a
to
pointless ass conversation.
No, it's not. So, all right. Last thing. Is philosophy wrong? Thinking about those type of, not wrong. Is philosophy pointless?
Is philosophy blasphemy?
No. Is philosophy pointless? Because these are all questions that we might never have the answers to.
Well, no specifically because it shows thought process, which not philosophy directly towards religion, but like philosophy towards like ethical decisions and shit like that. Like when they do the train railroad splits, it's on a track for one person, but if you switch it, it kills 4 people, or it's on a track for 4 people, you switch it and kill one. Seeing the decision of, oh no, I let it take one person out, but I wouldn't switch it to kill one person. You'd be like, well, you may never have to pull that. I'm not gonna say like nothing's impossible. You may have to be lined up with that railroad, but really, no, really, it's just to see what the thought process is and what in your upbringing and what in your past affects your decision making, and that helps us predict trends. That helps us see how people are going to vote. That helps us see what people will watch on TV, what catches people's attention.
The more we had this conversation, it just makes me think everything is just selfish and not.
What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying it's not rude.
You think that philosophy is selfish because I just want to know how people think?
Yeah.
If you know how people think,
then
you know what people like. You know where this is going.
I know exactly where this is going,
You
man.
know what people like. You can herd the masses.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I become Pope.
You running for Pope?
Flip for Pope.
Flip for Pope. I'm not the same.
Mr. Phil for Pope.
Oh.
Nah, it's flip for Pope.
Aye, Cap.
I'm about to get struck down. Please, I'm playing. I'm kidding.
These are all jokes.
I'm not telling them.
Yeah,
I'm not talking to them. Right?
We're not popes. We're financial advisors.
Oh no! There's too many people losing money right now. I'm the Pope. People are getting cooked in the market right now. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not the Pope. I'm not a What was the other one?
I don't know. We a bunch of stuff.
I'm not a philosopher.
Philosopher, yeah. We're a bunch of stuff.
I'm not a philosopher.
We're a bunch of stuff in the whip, bro. We got a lot of hats.
Doctor.
We got a lot of hats.
Yo.
Hey man, we gonna wrap it up. Any last words? Anything last to say?
Man. Nah, man. The world's a crazy place.
The world is a crazy place, bro.
We just try and navigate it, you know.
We are. Maybe I'm sounding too naive and too pessimistic. I still do believe that there is an innate morality, but that environment.
You meant final words on the topic?
No. Just this.
You gonna shit on me before we leave? Like,
no,
you had no final words.
These are my final words that I had to get out.
I can guarantee you, I got some final words after your final.
All right,
I'm
bro.
playing. I got no final words.
I believe that we were born with some morality. I don't know what it is, whatever, but environment and circumstances change those moralities to survive.
We mold.
Yes, we mold into our environment, our situations for survival because we are selfish, and not selfish in a bad way, but we need to make sure we take care of ourselves so we can move on and live on. You know what I'm saying?
I feel.
That's all I had to say. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm giving humans too much credit. Still believe that there's a little bit of morality, and I'm not saying I'm not.
I be shitting on humanity for some reason. Humanity's cool, bruh.
Like
you're correct. Humanity is an animal. We're a step above, but we're a mammal.
I
think scientifically we are. Actually.
We are mammals. We are.
Maybe.
I think the reason, if
it may be
I could be wrong, but if we are godlike, there's this step apart of just selfish, because that's what animals are. It's everything just for them to survive. And I feel like if it wasn't, then we wouldn't have fucking firefighters risking their lives. People going in, you know what I'm saying, doing that shit. They risking their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Why you say that? Why you look like that?
What do you mean?
You look like you don't agree with what I'm saying.
I mean, we have firefighters. There's firefighters for different reasons.
Well, I'm just talking about anybody who's like, all right, let me run into this burning building for just to say this,
They're
bro.
not doing it for free.
Huh?
They're not doing
There's
it.
niggas who do it for free.
Volunteer firefighters.
See, bro, that's the problem, bro. There are people who save other people, put their lives over.
There are people.
And that's
Not everybody.
no shit, not everybody.
Okay. That's not innate. If it's not everybody.
I think everybody has that ability. Because it's innate. They can.
Everybody has that ability because they're human and they can move. Like,
Yes.
everybody has that ability.
Yeah.
It's not innate.
It is innate.
For that one person, it might be.
No,
it's not
bro.
for everybody.
Like I said-
All of humanity is not running into a goddamn burning building.
No
for-
shit. No shit.
But we all know that that's cool that he did that?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is that we all have the propensity to do it, but whether we do it or not is based off of our environment and our circumstances that shaped and influenced us. And I think more people would do it if the
So the capability to be moral, isn't it? The capability to be, like,
whatever.
caring is innate.
Yes.
But the actual want to do it is not.
It becomes changed based off of environment and whatever. I feel like more people would do it if we didn't have whatever environmental stressors that changed it to make them not want to do it.
Yeah, you gotta crazily find a word that sparks more discussion. You're good, bro.
We rapping. Hey, man. It's your boy Flex.
Flipper.
We'll catch y'all next week, man. You don't want
ain't
it.
even, what's the name? You ain't
What?
even give him the George Orwell, bro.
What you mean the George Orwell?
The
Oh, god damn.
Tip of the week. The further a society drifts from the truth, the more it will hate those who speak it. George Orwell. Now, my fault. He also wrote Animal Farm, right?
I don't know.
I think he did. It's just a book that talks about, like, political structure and different power dynamics in society through, like, the perspectives of animals on a farm. It's a really good book.
Would we consider our this podcast like a political commentary? I just found out about that word. Well, I've heard it before, but
I just found out.
no.
I think.
It,
In a technical sense, I believe it is. I don't think, because our views aren't the most backed in concrete data, it probably isn't the most
bro,
official.
them politicians.
No. But just listen to what I'm saying.
All right, my fault.
Like, if somebody wanted to use our quotes in a paper, I don't know if that's the most realistic.
Why couldn't they?
I'm just saying.
Why couldn't they?
I'm just saying it's just a different type of like, imagine you see something quoted from you and it's like goddamn,
I think I'm a great
some wild
philosopher.
shit that you didn't set on here. You lucky I don't got I don't think that we should be quoted. If you
Why not?
You just said you're not a philosopher, a financial advisor, or both.
I am a financial
Or both.
advisor. Chill. I think I'm a philosopher. I'm a what is it, 26th century philosopher.
What century?
26, right?
Why 26?
Because we started 0.
Mm-hmm.
And this is 25th.
What, the 25th what?
What are we at, yo?
The 25th what? Like, what?
Bro, I don't
the 26th
fucking know, bro.
what?
What are you getting
say
at,
the
bro?
whole
If I'm wrong, bro, just tell
It's
me
the
I'm wrong. Don't let me
26th
look
century,
stupid, yo.
right?
Don't make me look stupid, yo.
It's
What
the
is
26th
it?
century.
What is it, bro?
That's 2,600 years.
So what are we? This is the 21st century, 22nd. What is it? It's 21st. It's 21st. All right, thank you. Reflections. When systems are built on illusions, telling the truth isn't just unpopular; it's dangerous. Whether in faith, government, business, or celebrity culture, the real rebels aren't the ones playing the part. They're the ones refusing to lie. In a world full of noise, clarity is resistance. And here in the whip, we keep both hands on the wheel and both eyes wide open. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Finish your reflection, bro.
It's over, bro.
Finish your reflection.
It's over,
That's
bro.
not it.
It's over, bro.
That's it. It ends on both eyes wide open.
Thank you. Everything was great till that ending. I just can't sit here and keep lying, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
You can't sit here and keep lying.
I can't, bro.
Who wrote that reflection?
It's your boy Flex. We'll catch y'all later, yo. It was ChatGPT.